The Honourable Daphne Diana Joan Susanna Guinness is an artist of both British and Irish nationality. She is an heir by direct descent of Arthur Guinness, the 18th-century inventor of the beer that still bears his name. Early life: her father is Jonathan Guinness, 3rd Baron Mcqueen, the eldest son of Diana Mitford Moseley and Brian Guinness. Diana was the daughter of David Freeman Mitford, 2nd Baron Redesdale, the father of the celebrated Mitford sisters. Daphne's mother, Jonathan's second wife, was Susanna, of Cadix, Spain, and Paris. Susanna was an artist and muse to Man Ray and Dalla. When Daphne was 13, she became aware that she had a further 3 half-siblings by Susan Shue Taylor, her father's mistress. Daphne is the granddaughter of the Honourable Diana Mitford, who first married Brian Walter Guinness. Mitford divorced Guinness and married the leader of the British Union of Fascists, Sir Oswald Mosley. Daphne has said she did not know of Mosley's political affiliations, before she heard, in 1980, on the BBC News that he had died. As a child, the young Honourable Daphne Guinness grew up in the country houses owned by her family in England and Ireland. She spent her holidays in an 18th-century former monastery in Cadix, on the Spanish coast near Barcelona, where the neighbours included Salvador Dalla, Man Ray, Marcel Duchamp, Dieter Roth, and Richard Hamilton. Fashion: Daphne Guinness has been referred to as an icon in the world of fashion. At the request of Fashion Institute of Technology director Valerie Steele, she spent 2 years mounting an exhibition of 100 displays of her clothing, which was staged within the context of her other projects, film and modelling. She is courted by many of the best-known names in fashion, working with them artistically or as a model or both. Her best-known friend was the late fashion designer Alexander Mcqueen. Scheduled to model for charity on the runway the day his suicide was announced, Guinness veiled herself in mourning. She creates and invents many objects herself, many inspired by her fascination with armor. She is known for a taste for skinny pants and platform pumps. She designs fashion, jewelry, and perfume for herself when she cannot find exactly what she wants to wear or buy. She has said that she created more than 100 pieces in 2010 alone. Since 1994, she has been on the International Best Dressed Hall of Fame, which seeks to identify the best-dressed women in the world. In 2010, she was named in Tatler's Top 10 Best Dressed list. In 2011, she created a makeup line for MAC Cosmetics. In January 2011, she was asked by Tom Ford to close his comeback women's wear show. Inspiration and muse Daphne Guinness seeks to inspire young women through her intensely cultivated style and elegance. Lady Gaga is among them, as she discussed on a broadcast featured on showstudio.com. Kathy Horan of the New York Times asked Gaga about any influence by Isabella Blow and Daphne Guinness. Lady Gaga replied, "Isabella and Daphne are 2 exceptional human beings, women, icons. And more than that. They have helped me look inside myself. I've examined their lives and their personalities in order to understand myself better. Daphne, like Isabella, is a huge source of inspiration for me. I cherish their lives. I cherish them both. It is as if we are all cut from the same cloth." Philanthropy: Guinness has been involved in numerous philanthropic efforts. She has walked in 2 of Naomi Campbell's Fashion for Relief shows with the purpose of raising funds for disaster victims. In the same vein, in April 2008, she auctioned off a part of her wardrobe, with the entire proceeds going to a struggling British charity called Womankind Worldwide, which deals with women's issues at home and abroad, such as domestic violence. In June 2010, Guinness purchased the entire lot of the wardrobe of Isabella Blow, her friend who committed suicide in 2007. The lot was purchased prior to an auction which was arranged at Christie's. In reference to the purchase, Guinness was quoted as saying, "Indeed, in many ways, the auction would not be merely a sale of clothes. It would be a sale of what was left of Issy, and the carrion crows would gather and take away her essence forever." She later announced that she would be displaying the wardrobe at Central St. Martin's and online, as well as starting a foundation to help with mental illness. Guinness also held an auction in 2012 where she raised $744,285 for the Isabella Blow Foundation. The official show, entitled Isabella Blow, Fashion Galore, is set for display in November 2013 at Somerset House in London. Art: Daphne Guinness has worked in a variety of roles: artist, actress, muse, model, collector and designer. She is the muse of many photographers who are fascinated by her beauty and feel for artistic performance. Stephen Klein, the renowned photographer of such celebrities as Madonna and Lady Gaga, chose Guinness for 2 Vogue Italia covers. In the first, she plays Ginsberg in Romain Gary's L'Oiseau Vent Mort or Perrault. In the other, she embodies Delphine Seyrig in Alain Resnais's masterpiece, Lona copyright E. Dernier Ria Marienbad. David LaChapelle is a longtime friend and collaborator, and chose her to appear in his Maybach advertising campaign in 2 intricate pictures for the car's Zeppelin model. On another occasion, when working for LaChapelle, she spent 6 hours in a tank of water, immersed for up to 2 minutes at a time, to produce 2 underwater images, including the famous Daphne Guinness in water. She is also featured in the series Return to Eden, which has not yet been released. In September 2011, more than 500,000 visitors attended the Alexander Mcqueen exhibition Savage Beauty, at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Shortly thereafter, the museum at the Fashion Institute of Technology devoted one of its galleries to about 100 of Daphne's most important pieces. On January 31, 2012, Stillite.com reported that Guinness had put her art-filled Fifth Avenue apartment for sale for $14 million USD. In 2011, Guinness was photographed by photographer Brian Adams and featured on the cover of Zoo magazine. Film Producer Daphne Guinness has produced and edited 3 short films. Cashback, short film nominated for an Academy Award in 2004, was later made into a feature-length version. Guinness produced this film for the photographer Sean Ellis. The phenomenology of body was a hint to the evolution of the female wardrobe over millennia, and is available on the NY Times website. Mnemosyne was an anti-commercial made to comment on the scent, Daphne, that Guinness made at the request of Comme des Garçons sections. It was distinct enough from the product it supported that the film was nominated for a Webby Award and garnered independent attention. Acting In 2011, Guinness starred in Joe Lally's film, The Murder of Ginsberg. Sberg was the tragic American actress who was Jean-Luc Godard's muse, and the former wife of the French writer Romain Gary. Sberg was politically engaged and would fight alongside the Black Panthers. In December 2011, she was photographed, while recorded livestream, by Nick Knight of ShowStudio.com for 36 hours, resulting in 5 short films which were played in the windows of the Parisian department store, Le Printemps. In several of these films, Guinness, a soprano, sang opera arias, making her public musical debut. At the end of 2011, photographers Marcus Klinko and Indrani, Daphne Guinness, and stylist G.K. Reid produced The Legend of Lady Whitesnake, a film based on an ancient Chinese legend, wherein Daphne played the complex central role of Lady Whitesnake. Bernard-Henri La Copyright V wrote her dialogue for the film. Music In 2013, Guinness released a music video entitled Fatal Flaw which was directed by Nick Knight. In 2014, Guinness released a music video for the song Evening in Space, the lead single of her debut album set to be released in September. The video was directed by David LaChapelle. In 2014, Guinness allowed cameras into her Irish home to record an online documentary by David Barron called Daphne Guinness, The Last Leveler, that focuses on her musical endeavours and personal musical tastes. Personal life In 1985, when she moved to New York City, she inherited many of her sister Catherine's friends. In this way, Guinness came to know Andy Warhol, for whom her sister had been a personal assistant for many years. In 1987, she married Stavros Niarchos, the second son of Stavros Niarchos, the shipping magnate. The couple had 3 children. Her settlement, obtained at the time of her 1999 divorce, is for an undisclosed sum, which was added to her Guinness inheritance. She lives in London and Manhattan with her 3 children, Nicholas Stavros Niarchos, Lex Spiros Niarchos, and Ines Sophia Niarchos. She had been romantically involved with French TV philosopher Bernard-Henri La Copyright V for a number of years. In an issue Harper's Bazaar dated February 2011, Guinness confirmed to journalist Derek Blasberg, "He is obviously the love of my life." She insists that she is not eccentric. "I loathe the word," she says. "It has become devoid of meaning, it is a blanket statement hinting at lunacy." Perhaps bohemian might be considered as an alternative word, if one needs to be labeled. References. External links: Daphne Guinness on Twitter.